All right, I want to show you how we can build a box plot relatively quickly using this data entry, this descriptive statistics tool I made. So we're looking at this problem. Several children were asked how many TV shows they watch each day. The results of the survey are shown in table 2.39. So here's what we have. They've watched anywhere from 0 to 4 TV shows, and we have how many kids said they watch each number of shows. So I'm going to input this, and I'm going to show you a little handy way I have for inputting this data. Now let's. I'm going to scroll this up a little bit. So, all right. So, okay, scrolled it up. Let's see. So if you go to the descriptive statistics tool, the link is located in the little summary down below. Under data entry, if you have some stuff there, just click clear. Now we have 12 kids said they watched 0 shows. Now rather than writing 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0 12 times, I can use this notation, 12x0. That's going to be interpreted as 12 zeros. 0x12 is not going to work. It has to be 12. The frequency has to come first. Okay. I went back and forth on this, and apparently this is the correct way of doing it. So I'm going to go with that, and that's why I have a little this reminder up here. 12x0, 18 times 1. So 18 kids said 1. 36 times 2. 7 times 3, and 2 times 4. So if I click calculate now, the first thing you're going to see is my input is going to be replaced by the numbers that, like, every one is going to be written individually. Isn't that nice? Look at that. I didn't have to write it all myself. Now let's first look at some summary statistics, and then we'll look at the box plot. Summary statistics tells us, first of all, there were 75 individuals in the survey. The average, the mean, this is if you added up all of their responses and divided by 75, you get 1.58. That's the average number of shows. Median is the halfway point. Half of the kids watched more than 2 or more shows, and half the kids watched 2 or less or fewer shows. 2 is the mode, which means most of the kids watch 2 shows. That's obvious from looking at the frequency table. And the mid-range is also 2. Now, mid-range is the average between the maximum and the minimum number. So the average of 0 and 4. Okay. Now, we have below here some information about how the data spreads. We have 0 is the minimum. Quartile 1 is 1. That means 25% of the kids watched 1 or fewer shows. Quartile 3 is 2 shows, which is 75% of the kids watched 2 or fewer shows. Max, that's the highest number, 4. And the range, that's the difference between the maximum and minimum. Okay. Interquartile range is the difference between quartile 3 and quartile 1. And then this variance is a measure of spread from the mean, which is, it's roughly speaking the average squared deviation from the mean. And the standard deviation is the square root of the variance, which is also, you can kind of interpret it as the average absolute deviation from the mean. But let's look at a picture and see the box plot. I'm going to click onto box plot. Okay. All right. So let's try to interpret this. Now we have, this shows you the minimum, this rectangle in the middle, it goes from the quartile 1 to quartile 3. This dark line represents the median. Remember from before, the median and the quartile 3 were the same number. Now the scaling on the bottom is a little bit funky, but it does roughly correspond. It's calculated automatically. This is like a very quick and dirty box plot. If you just want to make a box plot, this is a fast way of doing it. I know the maximum is actually 4 and not 3.8, but and I'll try to fix that in a later version of this. But anyway, it's showing you the quartile 1, or the minimum, is this first whisker. There's no outliers below it, so that's the minimum. Then you have the quartile 1. You've got the median and quartile 3, both at 2. Of course, it says 1.9 here. And then you have this whisker, which is the last value that's a non-outlier, which is happening at 3. Then the 4s were outliers. So this is how you can quickly make a box plot from a frequency table.